John, how you going? I was in O2 Arena. I flew from Australia on the way to the World Cup. Thought I'd better go to London and see a couple of gigs. And you came up to me, gave the microphone, loves the only rule, made my trip worthwhile. I was so pumped, and I was in the big screen going crazy. Right? I just like to say to the fans, we appreciate it. Now this was my question: when you see us fans and you recognise us in numerous shows, because you smile, what's going through your head when you see the when you see me there weeping every show?
No. You know what? If I see the honest joy, it humbles me, and it also makes me, aware if I can try to do a trick more than once that I'm doing. I gotta try to keep things moving along, because you get caught. But it's with much appreciation that you would travel halfway around the globe to see a rock band. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Michael, where are you? Yeah, Michael. He's way up there. We have questions, Michael.
Hi, Jon. Long time fan, going back to the 80s, so it's quite embarrassing. I met Bobby today outside of Starbucks, and we shared a coffee. He told me he likes to make spaghetti with clams for Christmas, and I was wondering what's your favourite meal to make?
Bobby's a pretty good cook. He's cooked when he's come over. I usually drink. He cooks, I drink. Bobby's a very good cook. He likes it. I got great pictures of him in the chef's suit. But then he gets pie-eyed by the end. How much salt and stuff he puts in him. But Bobby's a great guy. Bobby is a wonderful friend. That's the reason we keep him out here. He's, when I say he's the human jukebox, if you ever saw Bob in New Jersey when he was playing in the cover band stuff, and I've known him since before I had a record deal, he's so good, he's so entertaining. And so, after 2005, the Asbury Jukes weren't doing all that much, so we brought him out here, and I love having him around. He's a great, that's the kind of guy he is. The kid just meet someone on the street, talk to him about cooking him a pot of sauce. Or he was trying to pick you up on it.
Hello, my name is Casey, and I wanted to ask you, is music still fun?
Yeah, Chase, it's so fun. It's almost like Christmas every day when we get to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Hi, Jon, sorry.
She's on her knees, she's facing the other way.
If I can take a photo with you.
Let's take some more questions.
I watch a show called That Metal Show, which is about classic rock. Do you get it in the States? A few months ago, they were talking about rock bands that can fill stadiums that are getting older, and sorry, I'm looking for this, and there aren't many bands out there left who can fill stadiums. And they were struggling to actually find younger bands that can fill stadiums. So I just want to know what your takes on that, because we're getting older with classic rock bands like yourself, and they're sort of like a dying breed. Not you, but
yeah, the Kings of Leon. They're very, very good. They can play, and I like their records. I think Muse probably has a shot at it if they write a couple more songs that have choruses like The Resistance. They come on Kid Rock, fabulous, great. So I know what you're saying. There's and it's the industry that created these rotten pop 3 minutes of nothing, and they celebrate them. So that's just yet another thing in the industry that they did wrong. But the Kings, like I said, and Muse and Kid Rock off the top of my head, that's 3.
Hi. So you've nearly reached 30 years of music. I'm wondering what's been your favourite decade so far?
80s.
This has been a busy one. This decade has been really prolific. Very busy. When you realize we've done 5 studio records and toured every one, and still we're happy about it, that says a lot for the band. You know, the 80s was a time of discovery. The 90s, I was searching between movies and solo stuff, and so I think for me, it's good. I'd probably say this decade. This last decade was probably my favorite.
Good.
Hi John, my name's Angie. Thanks for the music. A whole bunch of us have spent a whole lot of money to be here today to sit in this room and meet you, and it's pretty cool. My question is, who would you travel to another city and spend a whole bunch of money to meet? Is there somebody you would just die to meet, like we have done today?
Well, first of all, thank you, because I don't know who knows this, who doesn't know this, but it's not like I keep this money. This all goes to the foundation, and so we're working on my foundation, building houses, and now the Soul Kitchen. I did one of these in Tokyo.
London.
On this one in Tokyo, and this is what's going to pay for that restaurant. You know, so. But I'm sure there's people I'd go travel to see, but they're either dead or. Elvis would have been interesting, but on the other hand, I would have probably said, "You stupid fuck." How old was he? 40, 42? 42? If I missed these last 6 years, I'd have been bummed. And I ain't the fat Elvis then either. You know, like, so there's a lot of those kind of people that I think, oh boy, what a disappointment.
So I love that you went
You
now.
know, there's a lot of people that I've been blessed to have met. Presidents and princes and civil rights leaders and just plain folk that are very inspiring. I get more out of meeting somebody that has, like Sister Mary, than I would, you know, a pop star. It's not important.
Hi John. You always say how your music is bookmarks in people's lives. 12 months ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it was around the Circle release, and We Were Born to Follow became my anthem. It gave you strength, hope and courage through treatment, and I always said when I got to remission, I said that my 2 goals was to see every show in Australia, which I've done, and the second was to if I ever met you, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping save my life. Unfortunately, I got sick and I'm going into hospital tomorrow, and so I can't see tomorrow's show, but I've got you a Australian Socceroos jersey, which I bought when I got well if I ever did meet you, because I know you love your sport and I love my sport. No, we said no gifts.
Clean clothes. Clean, right? Clean clothes.
Hi, John.
Hello there, party girl.
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
In the early 90s, there was a radio interview with you talking about your top 10, your personal top 10 favourite hits of all time. And you had Mock the Hoople, you had Stone, and number 1 was Don Henley's Boys of Summer. And my question is it still number 1? And would you consider performing it live?
Boys of Summer?
No.
No, we couldn't. couldn't do it without an hour of rehearsal. But it's a great song. Great song. I thought of it the other day when I ran into Joe Walsh and then Jim. And first thing that came to mind was, what's this song? What did they say? Because they were in Melbourne. What's going on in Australia, by the way? Like
Everyone's feeling it.
There's a best is right here.
It's supposed to be summer. Sorry.
Hi John, my name's Joanne, it's so nice to meet you. I'm just wondering, of all the things you've done out here in Australia, what's your favourite thing, like the Oprah thing, or, you know, doing the awards, or what?
I don't get to do a hell of a lot. You know, you're in your hotel room and you come to the shows, and you really don't do all that much ever. Last time we were here, we got to go on a new friend's boat. That was pretty much going on the harbor. This time it rained, so I had to do it. But that was a lot of fun. Other than that, I've seen the Opera House 100 times. I've just never gone in it. You don't. When you're on the road, you really don't do that much. I think people think you go sightseeing. I don't go sightseeing. I can't. I'm rested up.
But all the people you meet and things you
You meet a lot of people, which is cool. But other than that, I mean, you know, you have someone over at the hotel and have a drink, maybe. But that's about to go to a restaurant. We don't get out that much.
Oprah surprised somebody and turned up in their backyard and had a barbecue with them when she was here. I'm sure there's a few people here. I'm a shirt. Come over.
I'd like to go running with you.
I want to know about your necklace.
It's a bunch of little charms with my kids' names. But I asked my wife for one that would have all the names on it, and everybody got their own. So now I got this little village. Thanks.
I just have a question. I can write it down because I'm getting nervous now. How aware are you of the impact of Bon Jovi on all your fans? You've got millions of fans around the world that love the music, but you've got probably everyone in this room that actually live the music. Every single day of their lives, Bon Jovi affects us.
Yes, amen.
How aware are you of your impact on us?
Some days you think you are, and some days you think you haven't got a clue. And those are the days that, you know, you get excited and you look out at a stadium full of people, and then there's the days where you get a kick in the teeth and they tell you, you know, you're not any good. So that's okay. That's what keeps you fighting. But it's, you know, some days you're grateful for that compliment, and other days you think it's not worth the shit. So if that's human, thank you. But you know, it's funny. I'll tell you a story. Paul McCartney played the Apollo Theater in New York City. It can't be about 1,500, 2,000 people. And he did it as a favor for a radio station, and it was a who's who was there and all that kind of thing. And the New York Times gave him a bad review. I'm thinking to myself, it's Paul McCartney. It's the Beatles, you know? And just the other day, and I'm reading that thing, and I go, there you go. That's everything in perspective right there. You don't do that to a Beatle.
You don't do that to Bon Jovi either.
What?
You don't do that to Bon Jovi. Sorry. For you, the Beatles are like the greatest thing for us. Bon Jovi's the greatest thing. You don't do that to Bon Jovi either. You're up there.
Thank you. You guys have been tricky.
Hi, John. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Mike.
Yeah.
I have a million questions that I could have asked you, but I've seen you in a soccer Guernsey, a rugby Guernsey, but not in an AFL football. Have you seen our Aussie Bulls football game ever?
Yeah, but wait a minute, isn't that what Russell Crowe's team?
Is our national games. Nowhere else in the world is only
What
Australian games.
team?
Rugby league.
Rugby league.
That's
Rugby
league.
It's a totally different game. So,
Mike.
Then I guess I haven't.
you should have the best game in the world.
Yes!
So, I wanted to give you an A for football games. No one will agree with the team, but I'm affiliated with the team. We want to make you an honorary member, and we've had it fully signed by all our players.
Wouldn't it be great like if it was cars they were giving? Here's a Ferrari.
My question is, I rock out in my car to you every single day. Who do you rock out to?
I don't know. I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't know what I listen to. You know, you listen to the radio. So there's just not even that much of it these days. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Trust me, I do. If you want to remember a song to go do it then. I'm trying to think, because you're referencing a car, and I don't drive all that often. Well, I'm on the road, or I live in New York, so we don't have a car. But in the dressing room, last night, what I do is I watch DVDs. There's great Japanese bootleg DVDs. And I was watching Prince last night. He's a badass too. He's still unbelievable. So there was something I was enjoying yesterday. Prince.
That's right.